Hey, everybody, look who I am surrounded by. Some of the best people in the industry. My friend, Janet Fenner. My friend, Maureen Carlo. I hope I'm pointing to you guys, actually. You never know with Zoom. My friend, Tracy Larson, and my new friend, who I actually don't know very well. We just met at ISC West, Krug. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Tim.
Good.
Doing great. It's Thursday.
Thanks for bringing us together here intentionally, Tim. This is fun.
It is fun. It is fun.
Who would have thought that what happened, what transpired would bring us here?
Yeah, well, I mean, after you Judy chopped me in front of the audience coming in, which we'll talk about later, I said, gosh, this is going to be an interesting conversation. We should get all three of us or five of us together. So I just wanted to go around really quick and talk about top 3 takeaways from ISC West. What was awesome about ISC West this year? It can be just this year or as opposed to other years, and then we'll talk about the story that everybody's waiting for. Tracy, you want to kick us off?
Sure. So top three, I would say one of the things I really appreciated was how incredible this industry is. There was so much support for something near and dear to Janet and my heart's Mission 500, our 5K. We had 467 runners. And so that was just a great way, I would say, to come back. So that was really important to me. The second was that I thought the show floor was really well designed. And so hats off to RX Global, Mary Beth, and her entire team. And I thought that it really helped everybody to kind of see more because of the bridge, because of the career zone, and because of the placement and layout. Even some of the special areas for cybersecurity and new technologies and things like that. And my third was that I thought education this year was really excellent. I participated in a number of sessions, but I also saw sessions by others. And I just thought the education quality was even better than past, and it's always very good. So those are my top 3.
Nice. I'll agree that the show floor is very well designed because it was crazy busy this year, busier than I can remember it. But you didn't feel like you were packed in and like bumping into people. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Janet, what do you have for us?
I love seeing, I got to tell you, I was part of the emerging technology area, and that was just booming with so much new technology, bringing so much value to the show floor. The traffic in there alone was fantastic. Seeing all the new tech that's emerged. I mean, just taking a look at the new exhibitors, brought so much more traffic to that area. It was fantastic the way they laid it out as far as like really knowing how to bring the traffic to that area. That was fantastic in itself. I love the new thought by Leo Dess with the whole lounge that he did. That was fantastic. That was a really great little networking area. He had tremendous traffic there, which was really fantastic. It was something new that was a little tiny. It wasn't like a little show, but it was a great little networking area within the show floor. That was just fantastic. Love to see that come back again. And then just the meetings and the events. There were so many events. I know Tracy and I were triple booked, and we would go from one to another. We're like, all right, come on, 15 minutes here, and then let's go to this, and let's go to that. And it was just really fantastic as far as just trying to figure out how to maximize the time that you had from the breakfast to the show floor, to the happy hours, to the events, and then to the dinners, and then to the after. It's just, really, really long days. I got to say, I came home, I was exhausted because you're always on. And then finally you're like, okay, I'm not on anymore and I can breathe. So the networking events were really fantastic. So kudos to all the companies who put on their own events. It was really well executed.
Absolutely. I agree. And Leo Dess, I've been working with him since COVID started. And I finally got to meet he and Bert in real life.
That's awesome. That's how I met him during COVID. It was great. It was fantastic, right, Maureen? The whole security sandbox.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah, that lounge was amazing. Lots of great people to run into. I agree with you. Katie, what do you have?
Well, first of all, just a little tip that Janet had shared with me: wear comfortable shoes and be ready to exercise. Because I tracked myself and it was somewhere around 7 miles every day.
Wow.
You're going back and forth. So that's just a little side note, a little tip. And, I probably don't have quite as many years as the rest of you attending ISC West. This was my second year. I'm still newer to the security industry, and I'm just always amazed every time I go to these events how amazing the security industry is. I absolutely love it. All of these different organizations, SIA Rise, it's just such an inspiring group of people. And so I absolutely love attending ISC West. And just a couple of other things. I'm going to go a little bit of a different direction and talk about a couple of different events. One of them was with Maureen, Tracy, and Janet for the girls from the girls. It was an amazing meeting, which was where this picture was taken, which we'll talk about later. But one piece of advice, Maureen, you had shared about writing thank you notes, which I thought was so great, because I actually used to do that back in my Verizon days when I was doing B2B, and everyone thought that I was crazy. Well, that's kind of old school. And so it reminded me of that. And so I'm going to take that advice going forward with this new company that I just started with a week and a half ago. And then one other thing was the Women in Security breakfast on Friday morning with the speaker, Allison Levine. She went through so much climbing Mount Everest. And to me, it was really inspiring. And I think we all were just inspired and in awe of her whole experience. But really what stood out to me was how each step was so challenging the further that she got to the top. And so she really talked about the importance of each step. And I think that we can relate that back to our lives, either personally or professionally, that some steps are harder and challenging than others, but they really get us to our goals.
And the fact that failure was not an option. When other people said, you didn't make it to the top, she said, whoa,
Right.
I made it to 24,000 feet, no small matter, and came back and captured the flag in the end. But yeah,
Right.
She's really terrific.
Yeah, an amazing
She was
speaker.
she was a great storyteller. She really was. And I love the way she would plug in the Ford.
Right. And she was
sponsorship.
funny.
She was great.
She had a lot of humor in how she did it.
absolutely.
I thought she could do stand up.
Yeah, she was great.
And we liked her dress.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, that was awesome.
All right, Maureen. So Maureen and I finally met at ISC West this year. ISC West is great for me for a few reasons that I'll explain later. But it was so good to meet you after a few years of networking and working together a little bit in the virtual world.
Exactly. Also having met through during COVID through Accelerate. So, but I just want to start by saying, Katie, after just hearing you speak, that's the most, we just met also. So that's the most I've heard you speak. And I'm wondering, would you be my mentor? Amazing.
She's a good mentor.
I know. I'm hearing great things about you. So, taking back what Tim just said a moment ago, one of my highlights was actually being able to meet so many people in person for the first time that I've developed as part of my network and grown great relationships with over the last few years. So it really was an awesome feeling to be able to connect live for that first time with people that you felt like you knew already so well. But I'm gonna step back a minute and think about my years having attended ISC West. I started attending the conference in, I believe it was 2010 when I was an integrator. So I've gone from attending as an integrator, seeing this space for the first time, discovering, oh my gosh, this industry is massive. I think I want to be a part of this, to being at ISC West as a manufacturer and now as a SaaS developer. I've gone through attending and then being an exhibitor. And this year, after so many years of participating and trying to learn some lessons along the way, like Janet's wearing more comfortable shoes. I think Cassia Hansen's all got us into the idea that, yeah, you can wear cute tennis shoes and still look good and feel good at the conference. But I was so much more prepared this year. 1 year ago, when I attended ISC West, I was 2 weeks on my job with Arcules. So I was brand new. I didn't have to set up meetings in advance because I didn't know who I was going to be meeting with. I didn't have a job description yet. It was brand new to me. But I was also 1 month in recovery from having a hysterectomy. So physically, I was not in a good place to be attending the conference. It was really hard on me. But this year, I was so prepared. It was probably a month before the conference that I sat down with one of my partners and started booking the meetings that we needed to have booked for the week. And I had such a packed schedule going into ISC West. I truly was already feeling burned out going into ISC West. But the biggest takeaway for me this year was the fact that I had done so much planning in advance. When I got there, I had a few pieces of wisdom from my CEO who taught me some lessons for dealing with the overwhelm that I was feeling leading up to the conference. I shared some of those at the Career Zone session that we did together. But I also had a really amazing service at the Canyon Ranch Spa the day that I arrived. So I'm going to recommend to anybody going to ISC, think about it. If you could get there early, go to the Canyon Ranch Spa and have a service, or go at the end. I did that both times. And I literally came back from ISC West with a brand new, like, transformative mentality that has stuck with me ever since because I did that. So that's really good. Another takeaway from the show this year that was different for me from past years, in our booth at Arcules, we had a brand new booth with brand new messaging, and we did not show any technology in our booth. So how unique is that? Most people who are there are demonstrating their technology. We found other ways to make a more impactful use of our resources, our spend. When we were there, we showed technology in a partner booth, but we did such a good job with our messaging at our booth that it became an absolute highlight for our company. And additionally, we were able to have a lot of great involvement with thought leadership sessions. So Tracy, as you were talking about the SIA at ISC West education, there were 2 sessions we were involved in, and it was so exciting to get our partners on board for that journey, to go in as a supportive alliance and participate in those. So I really love the fact that there are so many things to take advantage of. I wasn't able to attend all the networking sessions that you're talking about, Janet. I went to the SIA, the market leaders reception, I think for 20 minutes, and it killed me to have to leave because there were so many people I wanted to see and hug or spend time with, but I had an awesome dinner event to go to. So we do so much to be there that it's an exhausting week. So for me, showing up stressed out, but finding a way to actually lose that stress when I arrive, it made the whole week less stressful for me, as busy as the schedule was, that I was able to truly enjoy the time meeting people like Tim in person, having the time with the tribe that I have in Tracy and Janet and Rebecca Bain putting on this Career Zone session, and meeting people like Katie and Nisha and Tia and the gals that were attending that I had never met in person. That was a real big highlight for me.
Yeah, I have to agree. I met Nisha for the first time there, and I've been in contact with her ever since, and she's phenomenal. It's just great,
Wise beyond her
finding
years, right?
new power women within our industry that you connect with. It's just fantastic.
I think too, she's one person I would credit with really putting herself out there, which I think some people struggle with. And she, it sounds like she stopped each one of us, which I think is great. She was at our Career Zone session, but at the Power 100 at the breakfast, she also stopped me and said, how can we connect? And I really appreciated that. And so I think for anybody out there that's wondering, how do I get more involved? What do I do? You just ask. You just put yourself out there to any one of us for sure. And we'd all be happy to help. And I really appreciated that.
She reached out and said, hey, Janet, let's have virtual coffee. And I was like, let's do it. And since then, she's part of the tribe. You know what I mean? It's that easy. So you want to connect with us, just do it. Send us a LinkedIn message, say, hey, let's get together for some coffee. And I'm like, no doubt about it. And now it's a phenomenal journey now with her, which is great.
She'll be an mentor one day with you, Katie, as well.
Yeah, in fact, I was just going to mention, Katie had a very nice post with Elise, and, you know, Moms in Security. And I know that was just you putting yourself out there and connecting with somebody who, again, is a superstar and amazing person. And that's what it is. It's pretty easy in this industry.
Yeah, it is. Everyone's really approachable. And again, that's really why, as I was kind of evaluating going from, you know, one job to another, Tracy, you've been through that whole thing with me over the last few months. You know, but everyone is very approachable. And it was just so cool that I connected with, you know, her and I connected on LinkedIn. We had just a brief meeting. I kind of told her what I was looking for. She put me in touch with a recruiter who specialized in AI. And then I was able to find my job from there. It was just amazing.
It is amazing.
Isn't that really the upside of COVID? If there has to be an upside, how much easier it has become to network. Zoom coffees, just jumping on whatever, it's Google Meet or Teams or whatever. People are so willing to do it. And if you're interested, you can make really, really personal connections with people.
That's
100%.
true. I think the other thing that I've gotten out of that is that how nice it is to be able to connect in person as well. I think we have a newfound appreciation for that too.
Absolutely. All right, here are my top 3 takeaways. I've got some winners, some losers, and a company. But first of all, the thing I love about ISC West is it brings a different demographic than the other security shows. You may see the same companies, but you see really different people. You have very different conversations. And to be honest, in my opinion, ISC West owns the show floor in the security industry. At other shows, I don't even go on the show floor because ISC West is just where it's at. All right, winners. The company that I want to highlight that I was most interested in that also has some of the greatest people, HiveWatch. Such a great company. They're doing such interesting things, and their entire staff so personable, easy to talk to, very open. And I love that company, and I'm interested to see where they are going. 2 winners. Caitlin Burke. Caitlin is the director of national recruiting at BHG. It's a recruiting firm. And I met her for the first time there. And she is awesome. First of all, very easy to talk to. Second of all, she is so bold. She has a lot of health issues. She was still recovering from her mastectomy surgery at ISC West. And she still came and she still met with a bunch of people, and she's in her early 30s. And she's posted about her journey with breast cancer, her journey with MOGAD, which is a rare disease. And for somebody to be so young, to have so many of these things, it would be easy just to say, you know what, I have a difficult life. I'm going to just recede into the background and hope things are okay. But she's leading, and I'm impressed by her. When I met her, I was just like, wow. I hope that I have the boldness to lead that way. So, Caitlin, you're the winner. And the loser is somebody that most of us know. And she's not a loser, but I'm a little bit upset. Elisa Mula came to ISC West. She did not meet with me. I have not met her in person yet. She is the Kindness Games alumni. Why?
Well, she was busy with Katie.
That's right.
I know. I saw that post and I was like, where's the dislike button?
Dislike, Elisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
What are you
I
gonna
feel
say?
a meeting in your future, Tim.
Yeah.
I talked to her.
She's gonna be
I
like,
feel
oh
I
my
talked to
God,
her.
Tim called me a loser.
Well, you know, I do
It's not
everything
gonna
with
go
kindness.
easy.
All right. So that's my top 3 takeaways. All right, Janet, what's going on with these pictures? Everybody's wondering about it.
What's going on with what? I'm sorry, say that again.
The pictures we posted. How did we go from like a nice family portrait to like
a
Judy
takedown
Chops,
like that?
ninjas,
Right.
Tim
Yeah.
Wenzel on the ground?
First of all, I didn't think you would be that easy to take down, but you were. Okay, just put it out there. All right.
I'm never getting a job
I
in
think
security
it's
again.
just-
Thank you.
finger here, and it was like, boom, it was over. No, so we decided, we were like, you know what? Let's get a crazy little picture going. Let's do
Who's
this.
we? Who's we?
He is Janet.
Okay.
So,
Not me. Just-
I was being French for a moment. So what we did was we said, let's go ahead and put Tim across all of us, and we'd all hold
Let's
him.
pick him up and hold him.
Right, we'll
And
pick
I
him up like
looked
a
at you
baby.
guys. I said, this is not a good idea. This is not going to end well for you guys.
But we talked you into it, and we were like, just do it, and that's another thing, is he's very easy to talk into anything. So, fantastic. So we picked him up and we started, distributing him across all of us. The only
Across
right.
3 of
This-
you.
The only reason that we did not use physics to our advantage, because we were like, you know what, we'll pick them up here, and then Maureen will just take the rest of them. So,
And so,
Again,
so
I wasn't involved in I didn't know that we were picking anybody up.
I
we
didn't
were on
either.
the same page.
So I laid
I
across
was a
you
slow
guys,
girl, but-
and I had one leg on the ground still. And then I was like, okay, you guys got me. And you guys are like, yeah. And I picked up my other leg, and I experienced the slowest fall in history. And you guys let me down so gently. All I remember is Maureen like, oh, we're losing them. And Janet's like, no, I got you, bro. I got you, Tim. You're not gonna fall. And I ended up on the ground, and there's a wrist and a leg in the air. And Janet's like, see, I got you.
Right. At that point, I was just gonna hop tie you. But
And I
yeah,
like that you recognize we let you down slowly.
we did.
right?
We were
That's
very
just how we
gentle.
roll. Right?
Yeah, we weren't just like, all right,
Yeah.
drop it. So yeah, poor Maureen was like, I don't have them.
So
And-
Maureen's face is priceless. I look like I think it's hilarious that we dropped you.
And
Kind of
Tracy
did. It
just
was
walked
funny.
away.
Janet's
She
still
was
trying to
out
get me.
laughing. You can see her. Tim's still on the
Like,
ground.
why?
Tracy, so if you're ever in a situation, Tracy will be the one to laugh and walk away. FYI. Who was left picking him up? Who was that?
The we behind it all.
Right, exactly.
And also Katie in the picture is awesome, because she had known me for about 1 minute and 25 seconds.
Right?
And then she's like, what, we're picking a dude up? You
Yeah.
seen this guy?
She's like, all right, I guess this is the way that they do things in the security industry. All right, I'm just going with it.
Welcome to the industry.
So if you're ever going to do that again, distribute the weight better.
Well,
We didn't
I-
realize you were so top heavy.
Janet, I think it's not an if, I think it's a when. We're going to have to
Yeah.
recreate that. So
Yeah.
let's put a challenge out there. Hopefully it won't take 3 more years to meet in person, Tim, but we
Sex in Dallas.
over.
We'll get more women to help out with the situation. Tim's like,
Oh, no,
okay.
no. We don't need that many women. We can, yeah,
We're
let's
not.
get ISC East.
Maureen's like, we got this. All right.
All right, everybody, show your guns because we got this.
We got
We
this.
got you, Tim. We
All
got
right,
you.
everybody.
Good.
Thank
Yeah.
you for joining me. Thank you for recapping ISC West. It's so good to get together.
Awesome. All right, Tim, love you. Talk to you guys later. Love you all.
Break a
Bye,
leg.
everyone.
roll.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.